This is a part of the latest Illuvium Arena update, but this just tells a very small piece of a very exciting story for this free-to-play Web3 crypto game that is the Illuvium Arena. If you had asked me 6 months ago what Illuvium needs to succeed and thrive, I would have said two things: player acquisition and monetization. Now, this clip I just showed you, or this footage, demonstrates a commitment to that promise. You can see right here that there's a battle pass accessible in the top right hand corner, and we have spectator mode also inside the game. You can see it right here as they jump in. You can see that he is now spectating another player as they are playing in the Illuvium Arena, okay? Illuvium had slowly been building up the core gameplay loop of all of their games mechanics and getting it stable. But getting beginners to try the game, let alone spend money inside of it, was like asking them if they wanted every single one of their teeth pulled. It wasn't really all that pleasant. But now we have spectator mode, allowing more marketing than ever, and a competitive scene that is starting very soon, not to mention a battle pass on the way which should improve retention and queue times inside the arena game. But this is the tip of the iceberg, since the new MMO-Lite has made insane progress despite only having a few developers on it until now. And I'm going to show you some footage of that in just a moment. Let me show you what else has been cooking to make sure you're insanely bullish on the future of Illuvium and why its success is inevitable. Here are some brand new menu screens that they're working on. We're going to get to the extra exciting MMO-Lite stuff later on in the video. Here are some brand new screens. Look very cool when you're changing different things. You've got all these different animations and stuff. This is actually one of the cleanest menu screens in all of Web3 and maybe in all of gaming. They've actually done a really good job of polishing this up. And it might not seem important at first, but this is the sort of way mobile games separate themselves out from each other and actually has a really big impact on if someone keeps playing a mobile game or not. In my personal opinion, this one's actually really cool as well, where you can see when your opponents actually jump into the game. Could you imagine if you had this sort of thing in TFT? That would actually be awesome, seeing where your opponents just start like folding in, or they'll have their different cosmetic and items and things equipped. Maybe they can line up their Mozart robot and their suit skin differently or something. There's a lot that's going on here, and it's really awesome, and I hope they keep this sort of thing for the MMO-Lite as well. It is absolutely awesome. We've also got some of the region battle boards nearing completion. This one looks like it might be Shard Bluff. And then we've got Tiger Boreal as well. They're really just doing mini sneak peeks. For anyone who doesn't know, you'll be able to play on these region battle boards if you don't have your own battle board when the region selection happens. So very excited for this. There are also new enemies coming to the MMO-Lite, but these will also be present in the arena at some point as well. I like how different they are to the Alluvials. Like, it doesn't just feel like another creature, not necessarily. It feels a little bit more alien, kind of like how Pokemon did the whole Ultra Beast thing. I feel like they've done that here, and they've done a pretty good job with it. And I'm really excited to see how these new abilities and these new moves play in the game, because I'm just excited for new content as someone who's been playing Illuvium for a long time. So I think this is going to really add a lot to the game, okay? It's going to come to both games. Now, this one is actually, if you're into the arena, this is the most exciting one so far. You can see here that they're adding in a feature where you can actually just move augments from one alluvial onto another. We desperately need this for better UX, and I cannot wait until this comes to the game. Now, I will now move on to upcoming MMO-Lite features, but at the very end, I will show you something that makes the previous Overworld feel brand new. Please like and subscribe for more, and use my referral code SCOROX before buying anything on the Illuvidex. Now, the synergy paths are awesome, okay? Now, I'm excited for a lot of things with the MMO-Lite. The synergy paths are one of the more interesting ones, because this is actually quite unique compared to classic MMOs, or most MMOs. They're embedding all the synergy system into the game. So maybe you want to go all into fire points or air points, and maybe the alluvials that you have with you might buff that up. I don't know exactly what it's going to look like, but for example, if you have an Atlas, which is a water alluvial, maybe that gives you one water point just for having it in your party. And so every alluvial in your party matters, even if you only got 1 or 2 out in battle at any given time. That sort of stuff could be really cool. Maybe you're going to burn an Atlas to be able to upgrade your water point to continue down the progression tree. Either way, I love the way this is synergizing with the rest of the Illuvium lore. This is the player path. You can't really read it all, but this is all the quests they have planned for the vertical slice, I believe. So that's all the main quests. There's about 30 odd there probably. And then all those side quests and other missions and things, they've planned and mapped it all out. They're just implementing it into the game. Very, very cool to see. The MMO Ranger assets, I personally believe this is way too many, but some people might be really into this. We can get all these different equipment to improve your Ranger in different ways. I don't think all of them are going to be combat related. Helmet and visor might more be traversal and discovery. Your jumpsuit might be more traversal and discovery, and boots as well. But your chest piece might give you more defense. Your braces might give you more attack. I don't know. So there's going to be a few different things which could be really, really cool. The other one is the boss battle. Now, they didn't give us any footage yet, but the footage I have seen previously actually looked really similar to this. I just saw it more in action, and it was actually less rendered than this is. This actually looks really good. But yeah, I'm looking forward to being able to play the boss battle. You can see with the lasers from its eyes on the ground, it looks to have some sort of tracing path. So maybe the lasers are tracing that, or it already traced that or something. It's hard to say, but it's very, very cool to see this here. And we also have the new MMO combat. Again, no videos quite on this yet, but you can see that he's got his fiery out next to him. He's got the sword in hand. He's taken down that flesh. It actually looks really, really good. It looks so vibrant, but it looks so much better than this current systems we have, where the Illuvia runs away from you, you're going to chase it down. Like, it was fun maybe the first few times, but I'm really looking forward to this sort of action combat stuff in the MMO-Lite. I think it's going to reinvigorate the game massively. They've also added set dress into the game. You can see they're zooming around here. All those things to the top left here are brand new. We've also got a lot of this debris and stuff here is all new as well. It's going to feel more lively. I don't know by how much this stuff is going to make it feel more lively, but the Alluvials running around, the new enemies and the rangers and things running around is going to all enhance it overall so much. So I'm really looking forward to it. And the last thing that this just shows off what is capable in the MMO-Lite. They're now on Unreal Engine 5.6 and allows them to change the weather patterns, lighting effects, night and day modes, that sort of stuff. You can see what the region looks like at dusk or dawn, one of them, with all sorts of different lighting and weather effects. And you put these across 3 to 5 regions that are basically complete, and you have a completely different experience. Now, it's not going to change the way you feel about the game completely, but for those of us that have been playing Illuvium for a long time, this will really enhance that replayability for us in particular when we jump back into the game. So I'm really glad they have the ability to do this sort of stuff. And the regions, the way they're designed, they actually look so different in the different times. Like, Brightland Steppes is really open, so it looks really great in the daytime. But Abyssal Basin is always nighttime, and that's all when all the mushrooms light up and things like that. But if it were daytime, it would look like a completely different region. Crimson Waste to a certain extent as well, which is really, really cool. Every time you enter the world and explore will feel completely fresh. Every region will look different during the day and night, and even more than that. It's a small change to the game, but adds a level of depth Illuvium sorely needed. I hope you learned something today. Please subscribe for more Illuvium content, and don't forget to check out this video on why Illuvium is still worth playing in 2025.